Okay, so Bitcoin Gold once Bitcoin Cash was created, some people thought this is a cool idea. If we create another fork of Bitcoin, maybe it will also have market value, and we can start, trading that. So what Bitcoin Gold did was they said, look, what we're going to do is we're going to create a new version of Bitcoin, another fork, but this version of Bitcoin, we're going to change it slightly so that anybody can mine it. Right now, if you want to mine just means process transactions. Remember all those computers around the world? They're called miners, and all they're doing is they're processing transactions. So what Bitcoin, and right now mining or processing transactions is an enormously complicated affair. You need to have massive data centers to be able to process transactions, at least process the blocks. And so it's become a very specialized industry. And some people are fearing that sort of specialization is creating a centralizing effect on Bitcoin, which means that if there are one or two miners in the world, the government can easily go and knock on their door and shut them down. And that's not what we don't want, because that means they can censor transactions. So Bitcoin Gold came along and said, okay, we're going to fork off Bitcoin, but also we're going to change the way Bitcoin transactions are processed so that anybody with a graphics card on a laptop can go and process transactions. And so they created this fork, and amazingly, people are now looking at it as a good version of Bitcoin. It has a market value. It's crazy. But I don't believe that that's a good idea. I think that what happened in the early days with Bitcoin, when we were mining Bitcoins on our laptops, because it's a laptop, it's very easy for botnets to be created out of your laptop, because your laptop isn't this hyper secure thing. So what was happening in the olden days of Bitcoin is that hackers were getting into your machine, basically bringing it online as part of this big network and mining transactions without you knowing it for themselves. So what happened was, now that we have these big specialized mining operations, they are very focused on security. They have a mining operation. They do not want anything to mess with it. So they spend a lot of time and effort securing those networks. But we don't. So if we are starting to now start mining Bitcoin on our laptops, all that's going to happen is what happened 5-6 years ago when people are mining their laptops. We're going to have more risks with botnets being created. So Bitcoin Gold, it's a ticker, so people are trading it. As I said, right now a lot of unsophisticated money is coming into it. A lot of guys who are pumping and dumping and thinking that this is a good speculative vehicle. So Bitcoin Gold has now appeared on the scene. But I don't think it's technically feasible or viable in the long term. And it means now that the door is really open to all sorts of other guys saying, whoa, I'm going to create Bitcoin Platinum. I'm going to create Bitcoin Diamond. I'm going to create Bitcoin this, Bitcoin that. And maybe the price can go up, and maybe I can dump it, if the price gets high enough, and buy real Bitcoins or Bitcoin Cash. So that's my thought around Bitcoin Gold.